Yeah.
just the house itself.
I mean, your garden beds.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
All right. Oh boy, there's some comments in here.
Oh,
Ariella,
um,
Viking Venture and Victuals. Simply Jan
hi,
Homestead.
Ariel. Hi, Jen. Hi, Jennifer.
Homestead. And Philbeck.
Heather, Lori, Anne.
Hi, Lori.
Oh, hello, hello.
Planted cabbage and broccoli and butternut squash in your Vigo beds. That's
Oh, nice.
awesome. I didn't plant anything today because I kind of have been having like a little bit of a stomach virus thing going on. So I was when I woke up today, well, a couple of hours ago, I was like, "You think you can do today's live?" Yeah, I think you can. You're just going to sit here. I was like, I think I can handle it, but I didn't really plant anything. I did go out and feed the chickens. That's about my accomplishment of the day. Hubby thinks it's sinus related, but I think it's more like a stomach virus because he keeps feeding me sinus medicine.
Mm.
Here, take some more sinus medicine.
Yeah, my sinuses have been messed up, and I don't know if it's from the house or if it's from just the season.
Yeah, well, I was going to say from not being lived in, but it was lived in right before you guys got there.
It
So,
was. That's what, we had a property management company that was supposed to be taking care of the house. And they were supposed to be doing a yearly inspection of the house. And I hadn't been in the house 5 minutes when I could smell mold.
oh wow, yeah,
And I know that the people who were renting it for the last 8 or 9 years could smell something because they had these little air freshener things in every single room.
yeah, and that's when you need to have your fans going, so because you don't want that mold. It can really mess you up.
I'm going to be showing some pictures. It's not the black toxic mold, thank
Good, thank God.
God. It's mildew, which you know that damp smell that you get
Yeah,
when
yeah,
things have been mildewed for a long. No, it's going to take more than an air purifier.
yes,
It's going to
yes.
take a lot more than just
Well,
an
yeah,
air
I mean,
purifier.
even me, I have to remind myself in the winter, especially, to turn those fans on, even if I don't feel hot. Like right now, the one in the kitchen is on, and the dining room and the bedroom, just to
Yeah.
keep the fan circulating through those rooms to keep it from being musky. Because I start to wonder if sometimes the, um, oh my gosh, uh, the insulation. There's the word,
Oh,
insulation.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
insulation has maybe been sitting in there for a while. So instead of going all the way up to the ceiling, it's probably like
It's
slumped
sagging.
over here now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that all this is cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's one
that's,
of the
yeah.
other things that we'll have to do eventually is replace the all of the insulation up in the attic.
Hi, Tina, Rainy Ridge. Hi.
Hi.
Tina and Eric.
Hello.
How are
I
y'all?
don't know.
So tell us about what's going on with your house and your yard. All the knowings of the Lori's world is crazy right now.
Lori's world is crazy right now.
Yeah.
So if you don't know me, I'll just give you a quick update. We recently moved back into our house on the Oregon coast. Now, we've been out of the country and the house has been a rental property for 12 years. Um, and we trusted it to a property management company, and that was, I guess, the wrong thing to do because they have completely neglected major care issues of our home. And so we moved in and it's full of mildew. I can smell the mildew. There's white mold everywhere. Um, there's little bits of shingle that have been deteriorated and they just slapped a board over it. instead of actually like letting us know. There have been leaks in the ceiling. The ceiling has been seeping for years. And our property management company that's supposed to be out here inspecting it every year did not. So yeah, so we have to replace the roof. We have to. What else do we have to do? We have to replace the roof. We have to replace all of the flooring because it's also got that damp, mildewy smell. We have to go down into the crawl space and replace the vapor barrier and get that cleaned up. Yeah, huge fixer-upper. And then the yard, okay, so our yard is surrounded by pine trees, but more than that, it's surrounded by English ivy. And if you know anything about English ivy, it goes everywhere. And it has not been cut probably in 12 years since we left the house. So it's, you know, when you look at our trees, like I can just look at them out my window here, and the ivy is up 25 feet on the tree. And the ground is full of it. And some of the roots that we found are, so invasive, Anne, so invasive. We found vine roots that are, you know, this big around.
Oh my goodness. You're going to have to get major. You can't just cut that with little things. That's a big major deal. Have you found any critters out there or anywhere, really?
We've seen some squirrels and birds.
That's pretty cool.
And deer, and I saw an owl.
Deer?
Deer. Yeah, and apparently there's bears. So right behind us is I don't know if it's Crown Land or what. I have to look. Well, see, here's the thing. We did have insurance on the house for landlord insurance. However, it doesn't cover mold and mildew because that's an ongoing maintenance issue that should have been dealt with. It should have never been allowed to get to where it was. So our insurance won't cover it.
Man.
Or the insurance on the house. Yeah, won't cover it. Ivy is a weed, so invasive. We'll never get rid of it, but like it's killing all of the trees. It's so invasive. It's killing whatever plants we do have. And yeah, we'll have plenty to do, John. That's for dang sure. I'm actually looking into getting a herd of goats for a couple of days to come in and eat all of the ivy. Apparently,
this is, I just since living in this town in Breckenridge was my very first time to see where they basically gate off an area by like a bridge or where water would normally flow. I forget what you would call that, but anyway, and they put a team of goats there, and there's a person watching, and they just eat. They just eat all day, and then once they've ate up all the weeds and everything they want from that area, which pretty much eats everything but a few little things they don't eat. Right. And then they move to the next section. So they were using, there's a service where the goats just eat that stuff. So they're actually, I never heard of goats for hire, but that's a thing.
Yeah, and apparently I've put a couple of feelers out on Facebook on some local community groups, and I had one person who said they had like a herd of 10 goats that they would bring out, and they have electric fencing, and I agree, Jan. Yeah, this one kind of is, John, mostly because of location. We're 4 blocks, not even 4 blocks, about a quarter to a half a mile from the ocean.
One other thing on the inside of your rooms that could possibly help is painting.
Yeah.
I know that sounds very crazy, but my dad I'm a child of a house painter. So my dad always used to say that paint covers a multitude of sin.
Mm.
So, and it does give everything a fresh coat. I mean, I always pretty consistently have white paint where I paint the window seals and
Yeah.
doors and
Yeah.
different things. And it really just like freshens everything up, and it smells clean and it feels cleaner. I don't know if maybe there's some areas that could be helped with some paint.
Yeah. Oh, there are definitely, but the bigger issues are the roof and the floor.
Yeah, definitely.
So once those are done, those two things should fix a multitude of problems, because one of the issues is the mold and mildew is on the roof decking. And so a lot of the roof decking will be being replaced when we replace the roof. So that's going to help a whole lot. Plus, it was not properly vented up there. They don't have enough venting, and they made some errors when they first put the roof that's on there up there. There's no flashing. There's no what's the other thing? There's no the soffits are there, but there's something else that's not there. The gutters are shot, everything. So, hi Penny.
Hi, Penny.
The roof, we've already scheduled the roof because we need to get. The thing is that the mildew is it's not the toxic kind, but it still messes with my sinuses.
Yeah.
And probably is messing with Mom's too, although she doesn't seem to be as badly affected as I am. So we need to take care of those things.
Do y'all have a garage?
We do.
Or a shop or anything like that?
A garage.
Garage.
Our garage. Attached.
So you have somewhere maybe in the future you could set up where you could set up your hydroponics.
Definitely. Definitely. That actually we've talked about that. And part of the garage is going to become Dave's shop, because we'll probably never park in there. Part of it's going to become Dave's shop and workbench, and the other part is going to become my grow room and my art room. And
oh yeah, your art stuff too. Hi, Penny. Welcome in, John. I saw Gardner earlier. I haven't seen you around in a while. Hello, Joe. Hi, Carol with Broke But Bountifully Blessed. Yeah, so Lori's just talking about her house and what's going on with that. So, so you are planning to do hydroponics in the future?
Absolutely. I'm also going to get at least one grow tent inside so that I can grow tomatoes and things through the winter. And hi, Eric. I'm also going to be getting eventually a greenhouse, but that's going to be a little bit down the road because we've got to do some work in the yard first before I can put anything out there. For this year, I don't know what I'm going to grow this year. Lettuce, maybe some spinach. I'm going to try a tomato and a pepper, but without a greenhouse and someplace to give them some extra heat, I'm not sure how well that will work. But
yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I wanted to ask John's question about the source of the mold, and so that's one of the things, that the source of the mold is the moisture, and so controlling the moisture and letting everything dry out is going to be a huge issue in getting rid of the source of the mold. Anyway, but back to gardening.
Back to gardening. Well, so I did, so for fall, I did the micro dwarf tomato collaboration that Carol and I were doing for the fall and winter. But I called Carol up and I was like, okay, Carol, I'm going to pull everything out because now I have to start my spring stuff. As if it was going to hurt her feelings that we're doing this collab and I'm going to stop. But no, she's like, oh gosh, don't even worry about that. And I was like, well, it's time now to start my spring stuff. So pretty much what's growing in hydroponics is all I'm going to do. If it came up, I'll transplant it when it gets warm enough. If it didn't come up, I'm not even going to worry about it. And then I'm going to shut it off as soon as I get all those transferred over, I'm going to shut the systems all off. And I actually have one out here, which is the one I always used to use, the grow light I got from the Vineyard Chicks like 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm going to move that. There's another microwave stand out here where I tried the cracky method, but not so successfully. I'm going to clean all that out, and I'm going to move that into the dining room, and I'm going to have 2 grow stations in there. And then hubby bought me a brand new hydroponic machine for Christmas, and I had bought myself one at the end of last year. So I have 2 brand new ones that aren't used, and then 3. So now I have 5, and the goal is to have 6. So I really only need one more. I could have 3 on each. The top will fit 1, and then the base where the microwave itself would sit will sit 2. And then the bottom really isn't fit to have another one. So it pretty much, the microwave stand pretty much will hold 3 each. So I'm guessing 6 is going to be where I'm going. She would be the same growing zone as you, right, Heather?
I'm in a 9A.
9A. Oh, you're warmer than her. Well, you should be. It seems like you would be warm enough to grow tomatoes.
Technically, but like we rarely go below in the summer. Where like our temperature doesn't change very much. In the summertime, though, because we're so close to the ocean, 5 miles inland, it'll be 80 degrees or 90 degrees, but we'll have the fog pulled in. The fog pulls in over us. So, yeah. So we don't get the sun. And then plus all the trees don't help either. Because what sun is there is blocked by trees.
Yeah. And I'm probably I already pulled out my micro dwarf tomatoes so I could start my spring stuff. Literally that cold snap we had where we actually had snow on the ground, I pulled them out and started all my spring stuff. And I actually threw the micro dwarf. I pulled all the green tomatoes off and let them ripen up in a bowl. And anyway, I pulled them all out and threw them out in the snow and then just started over fresh. And I could have done my new machines, but I was like, let's save them for the fall, and then I'll have some brand new ones.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as soon as I get that out, I'm going to shut that down because I really wish I had put my hydroponic machines in a different place because it's in the dining room, which is right next to the hall, which shines light into our bedroom. So it looks it kind of looks like we've left a light on in here.
Yeah.
And so I still have that. When I see the light under the door, I'm like, yeah, it looks like I've left a light on. So I have a desk in there. So if I could just get that room moved around where it would be closer to the window and less light shining into my room, that would be great. But
that would be better. Yeah.
That would be better. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We are typically, we don't get as hot, but we also don't get as cold, and hardiness zones are a lot about frost, right? So we don't get much frost right where I'm at. Right. I mean, I showed you saw my video of the snow that we got this winter, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw it.
Yeah. So
I think I've pretty much watched everything you put out since you moved. Including the ones with the and hubby's birthday is today. So if y'all want to tell Taz happy birthday, this is his birthday today, and he is on his way home. So
flowers all over. Nice. I just planted my microgreen tomatoes that you sent me.
Oh, you did? Cool.
They're in my hydroponic because I'm going to try and grow them all the way through in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I
had lettuce for a while there. I had lettuce and tomato, and then I grew mint in there, and my mint just like was about a foot from the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
I had apparently dropped too many seeds in each one, so it was just going like crazy. So I think if you're going to grow it, you need to make sure you just have one seed, maybe cut it down when it gets up. But yeah, it will grow. It will grow. If you like mint, it will grow in there.
Well, I was looking the other day at some 5-gallon bucket hydro systems that I might be able to, because I've got some lights. And Dave is pretty handy.
I think Bob and Lori have a hydroponic machine that's set up with 5-gallon buckets.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't have anything like that. At the very beginning of the season, I still had some stuff in soil out here, and I started having problems with those bugs. And so anyway, I kind of really know how to fight them now. I bought some of those little butterfly traps. They're yellow and they're sticky on both sides, where you could just kind of put those on the.
Yeah, they help a lot.
And also on top of that, I think that part helps with the adults. And then you take a little bitty jar or bowl and you put apple cider vinegar with just a very small drip of dish soap in there. So I had that going on too. And then also I noticed Mike's Chaotic Gardening, when he goes and puts his stuff in the hydroponics on that sponge after he's dropped a seed in, he takes a little bit of that diatomaceous earth and kind of sprinkles it on top there. And it's supposed to help more with the baby, the little
the eggs and the
larvae part. It helps with that. So really on the sponge itself, it's the babies, but the adults are the one flying around. But the ones really causing the most ruckus are those babies on your sponge.
Exactly.
And I've actually, so anyway, I'm learning. I mean, last year was my first year with hydroponics. So coming in.
Yeah, I haven't done much with it either. It's all brand new to me.
Yeah, I'm new. I watched other people do it with survival seeds. And I was like, I so want to do that. Hi, Tony.
Yeah.
Hi, Jamie. Welcome
in,
guys.
I still like the idea of being able to grow things year round. Like when we were up in Canada, we have a good 5 months that you can't really be growing anything or much of anything outside. Here, not so much once I get a greenhouse, but
here it's like it gets too hot. So like I'm growing from March through July.
Okay.
And it starts to get too hot. So I got to admit, usually by August I'm done because it's too hot, and I'm usually fighting off the squash bugs at that point, and all that. So
you need to time your peppers so they're coming ripe in August.
Peppers, yeah. Well,
peppers love the heat and the dry.
I did 6 shishito peppers in hydroponics, and I had 5 out of 6 of the shishito peppers come up.
Nice.
So there's a really good germination rate. And then I had, I think I have about 8 bell peppers, 2 basil from the survival seeds, and then I have 2 also a different kind. But anyway, so far, and then I think about 4 of the pink brandywine. But yeah, I mean, everything's going really well so far. So far, so good. Yeah. I'm just kind of waiting for our nighttime temps to hit that 50 degrees to where I can start planting out. But my first frost date will be like next Friday officially and start putting out.
Well, I haven't even looked at what ours is, but
it starts on that day, but kind of ends. But I've been watching that, not really the daytime temperature, but the nighttime temperature to be that 50 degrees is what I'm watching right now.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to start outside until then. Your ground is too cold.
And if you do, if you want to be rogue, at least make sure you don't plant all of your seeds. So if you're going to be
Right.
if you're going to get a little gale and go rogue a little bit, at least don't plant your whole
All
pack.
come back.
Don't plant your whole pack. Just like
Yeah.
you got 20 seeds, maybe plant 5 and see if it comes up. And then if it doesn't, you still have more to put in there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the mistake I used to
Good
make,
idea.
is just to plant them all, and then you've made the mistake, and then you're done.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
you plant 5 and you have 20 seeds, well, you still have more chances.
exactly.
So that's the
Especially
only thing I
succession planting.
recommend you plant all of is ground cherries. For some reason, they're kind of hard to establish for me. And then I just plant the whole thing and boom. But I have to move my ground cherries from one spot to another this year. So I'm going to have to turn around and reestablish ground cherries. So
Yeah.
I hope it goes well.
I have to reestablish everything.
I can't.
I wish you would come visit me.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we kind of planned a trip going that direction. We were going to go visit the really big trees over in Northern California.
Oh, yeah.
And then we thought while we were there, we would go visit Heather at Milk and Honey Farms. And then now you're there too. So I'm like, man, hubby, can you take like more than a week off? Because we're going to need,
well, apparently Penny and Heather and I are going to be discussing a Oregon get together here on the Oregon coast for probably not till 2028, because it takes a while to plan these things.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, technically y'all could meet at a restaurant, or you could meet somewhere halfway in between, or whatever.
Well, there's a campground like right over there.
But if I come, I could just like meet in between the two of you or something, maybe, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of in between Penny and Heather.
You're kind of in between? Oh, that's perfect.
The two of them, yeah. So they're meeting together and coming to where I am, because I'm kind of in the central location. And that was why we were talking about doing something around here, because I'm right on the central Oregon coast. Right?
Now that I know you're by the water, and I love water. Oh yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. I can walk out my house and down here about 2 blocks, and I can see the ocean.
I watched your video where you were driving around, and I was like, oh, she's on the ocean. Wow. I've never really done any growing around the ocean. Probably the closest I've ever lived to the ocean would be when I lived in Rhode Island. I actually lived in North Kingstown, and there was a beach in North Kingstown. And there was also one there was beaches everywhere, of course. Narragansett was my favorite. And then, Newport. We went to Newport. Anyway, that was my closest to an ocean. And I did do like a little bit of gardening there, but it was mostly, I think, flowers.
Yeah.
And stuff. I remember I was cleaning out some bush and stuff there, and I was digging around with my hoe and stuff, and I pulled out a garter snake, and I just yelled bloody murder. Because to me, a snake is a snake.
Yeah.
Snake. I got my new driver's license.
I got my driver's license today, my Oregon driver's license.
I think it's almost as hideous as the last one.
Oh, I don't even care.
Almost. but not quite. A little bit. I look a little bit less drunk in this one.
I didn't really even look at mine. I was just like, oh yay, I got my license.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, gracious. But yeah, the last one, my eyes were doing something weird. And they make you take your glasses off so you can really see your expressions on your eyes.
Yeah.
But it's pretty bad.
And I never go anywhere without my glasses, so.
They do. They make you take it off now. They say it's because the older lady that was in there with me, she asked why, and the lady told her it was for that facial recognition thing.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, well, with our glasses on, you're not really going to be able to do that. And if you're going to try to get me to wear a mask and glasses, and I put a hat on, you won't even be able to tell who I am.
Right. Well, my glasses go dark when I'm outside, so.
Oh yeah, I've had those kind before, adjusta lights.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, I got my
probably.
new. It's got a cute little Texas symbol on it. It's clear. That's neat. I
I
would
am
show it to
going to
you,
do raised beds again, Jan, outside. I don't know that I'll do wooden ones. I would like something that's going to last a little longer. And I want to do them inside of a greenhouse.
so you can control the climate better.
Yeah, so I can get a little more heat for my heat-loving plants.
Yeah. I think I would maybe like to do the greenhouse thing again. Remember it was like, what, 4 or 5 years ago
Yeah,
my
yeah.
greenhouse flew away
Yeah.
in the weather.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because everybody gets their fallen leaves in the fall, but we get our falling leaves twice a year.
Okay.
Because in the spring, we get the really bad winds for the past couple of years. And so we get leaves, and then I don't want to rake them into my compost yet because I'm moving my compost into beds right now. So I have to wait till I'm done using the compost. Then I can start raking the leaves into my compost for next year.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get to where I use 100% my own compost, but I'm not there yet. So I still use, but this year I got to use hugelkultur for the first time because we had a whole bunch of trees cut down. And hubby he gets these really cool like shipping containers from his job. And so this year I put cardboard down first, and then I put those logs. And then I kind of filled in between with dirt and put some sticks and some leaves and some compost and just kept filling and filling and filling. So I've got quite a chore this year because I had probably 6 new ones.
Oh my.
I was almost done painting them all. And hubby goes, "You got one more." I was like, but it's a smaller one.
Okay.
So
we've got a bunch of piles out in the backyard. The ones that we've added, but there are some that have been there for several years. Oh, I see that you got something special. Is that Taz trying to give you something?
Yeah. No. Will you get him, please? Okay.
No.
Sorry.
Cat.
Yeah, it's a cat. It's a cat.
It's a
cat issue. Sorry.
Vago bed.
That's the cats are always into stuff.
Yes. I'm gonna have to try those. Are those the indestructible, last forever ones?
They look like some pretty. I don't have any, but they're really thick of those metal type beds.
Okay.
So
I've been looking some that are like a composite.
I'll have to
check out those Vago ones for sure.
What I do like is I prefer the beds that have a bottom to them.
Oh, that are raised still?
Well, like say these shipping containers, they all have a bottom to them.
Okay.
Whereas all these metal beds, because I even have some round ones, I have an oval one.
Yeah.
That's basically like just going straight into the ground, and I don't really use weed fabric, so I would prefer something that had a bottom to it, because weeding, I'm trying to get away from weeding.
Yeah.
I still have a few areas, 3, I think, to be exact, but I'm trying to, and the 2 beds we got rid of are actually ones that were in the ground. That were really low. Those first beds that we did that were long, that I painted the purple that one year. Well, those are the beds we're getting rid of, and we're replacing those with free shipping containers that I'm painting white. But I ran out of paint, so I'm going to have to go back and buy some more paint.
I know with my raised beds, when we built them, we put down several layers of cardboard, and then we put some logs that we had, and then branches and branches and leaves and grass and whatever, and then I don't know, 6 inches of dirt on top of it, and then we just added to it every year as the stuff below deteriorates. Everything sinks about 6 inches per year. We just fill it up again in the spring with compost and
I like to start off kind of low to where you can compost some good compost in place type materials in there every year. I don't like it all the way filled, because then you have to dig some out to be able to add. And so I do actually like to start off lower so you can keep building without having to take dirt out.
Yeah, see, I never had to take it out. I just found, well, especially with the 2 beds that weren't enclosed that we had, like they would drop a good 6 to 8 inches every year, as I would fill them up in the spring when I was going to plant them, and then I'd plant everything. And I don't know if it was composting down everything that I was doing, because I did the lasagna layer gardening. Too. So I'd put, just about every year I mulched with straw, which also helps keep the weeds down really good. But so it'd have a layer of straw and a layer of dirt and a layer of compost, and then another layer and then sometimes I'd even put layers of cardboard in if I found I was having too much issue with weeds. I'd put a layer of cardboard for a year and then cover it with straw. And
I'm having trouble with one of them. I started off with cardboard, and it's a metal one that's oval-like, and the weeds have gotten so bad in that one. And now I'm trying to decide, do I want to get the weeds out, or I just want to pull it up and start over? I'm trying to decide on that one.
Pull it up and just move it. How hard is it to pull it up and let the dirt drop out?
I think for me it would be hard, but for my husband, probably not too bad.
Yeah.
But I thought, that might be a good point. Good starting. Maybe if I started with more layers of cardboard and logs, because when I did that one, I didn't have the logs, but now I have the logs. So I'm wondering, if I did a lot of cardboard and then the logs, if it would take longer for the weeds to get in there.
Yeah, because it'll take longer for the cardboard to compost down, right?
Yeah. I've always seen where people do cardboard, even when they're doing the logs, they do the cardboard first.
Yeah.
So, but it certainly wouldn't be able to get so weedy, because it would have to find the spots in between the logs really to come up. So I'm actually considering starting over. I'm like, I think this is too hard. That was my first metal one that I ever had. So I'm kind of learning, but now the logs, we still have plenty of logs left. I think I've kind of saved it for the end, and I worked on it a while, and it's like, oh, this is too hard. I'm like, I think I'm just going to pull this up and start over.
That's very true, Joe. That's where a lot of ours come. I know no, that was from the trees. We were getting trees popping up in part of our yard up there. Little tiny pine trees from all the
we have like over here, the leaves with my compost. I kept finding these little, I thought they were eggs for the longest time. I thought they were eggs that were inside these leaves. Well, finally, Heather with Milk and Honey Heritage Farms looked it up. Come to find out, there's seeds.
Okay.
When I'm composting my stuff, I try to dig as many of them out as I can. But sometimes, they still make it through
Right.
to my composting. So I pull up my little app to figure out what stuff is. And then if it says it's that tree, then I just go ahead and yank it up. But I mean,
Yeah.
I wish there
Yeah,
was
that's what I was doing, just plucking them as they come up in the spring.
yeah. And then I'm always afraid I'm going to pull up the wrong thing. Like today, I was just doing a walkthrough. I wasn't feeling great, but I wanted to walk through and see if anything new was up. And over here in my herb bed, some borage had come up, but there was something else that didn't look like the borage. It looked like something else. So I scanned it, and it was one of those little trees. So I just pulled it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I mean, I think I would learn what it looked like at some point, but apparently not yet.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten that in the habit of like everything. I was getting in the habit of anything that would pop up in my yard, because sometimes my compost would come full of really good things. Like my compost was full of heel all one year. I had no idea what it was. I just thought it was a weed till I took a picture of it, and it's a fabulous herb. And then I had one year where I had purslane coming out of everything.
Oh, I
So
had some milkweed coming up that I didn't plant. So I'm
yeah.
wondering now, did I plant that milkweed last year? So
Oh, maybe
I'm just letting that one,
grow.
just letting it grow. Yeah, I'm not going to plant anything in there. Unless there's a lot of space, I think I'm just going to leave it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do a lot of composting in place, but on these new beds, I have to do logs, sticks, leaves, compost, whatever else I can find, and then usually a nice layer of store-bought potting soil with my
Not
amendments.
not yet, Penny. Not until I have somewhere to put it. We have. I don't know what we're gonna do with the yard, but until I've done something with the yard, I don't have anywhere to put anything. I've already got too many piles of stuff that I have to get rid of out there. Not that I would get rid of horse and cow manure, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
not
seen
yet, Penny,
people
not yet. But thank you.
with their bags of leaves. I'm like, oh, you got some nice leaves there. I'm thinking. I
Yeah,
mean, I have plenty in my yard. I just have to rake them up. Like I said, I don't want to rake them up until I finish with my compost for the year, and then I can start
right,
raking
right.
them back up. And then what I do is they're in one specific part of the yard, and then hubby, when he's mowing, he runs them over with the lawnmower,
Okay.
kind of shreds them down smaller.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if we clean the chicken coop out, like during the summer, we'll put it over there and it'll be composting down. Plus, when they're out there free ranging, they kind of dig through that area over there and leave their own little compost there. So,
Nice.
wish I lived closer.
Well,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've actually considered the rabbit manure, getting rabbits to have the manure, but I haven't done it. I like ponder over things for a while before I make up my mind. But right now, I'm just buying the black cow manure from Walmart.
mm,
But last year was my most successful year with peppers. My bell peppers did pretty good last year. They weren't
yeah,
necessarily big, but there were a lot of them. So since I
nice.
did well with them last year, I decided this year I'm going to do more. I'm giving it more space. And the goal is to try to grow enough bell peppers that I will have enough in the fall and winter and not have to buy
Right.
them,
Yeah.
because I believe that the bell peppers are on that dirty dozen list, meaning they're sprayed with the bad pesticides.
Oh, yeah. I imagine so. Uh,
So we're gonna
yeah.
try to grow enough. We're gonna try to grow enough. Also, I need to go out and plant a few more onions because I have one barrel planted and I want to do one more. I want to basically plant out that whole pack of
Nice.
seed to also see how many months I can get through without having to use onions from the store. I don't know about growing onions in the hydroponics. I don't know if you can do that. We'll have to ask Mike because he's done everything.
Interesting, yeah.
Moved to
Moved to Missouri. You just hush there, Jan.
Yeah,
Penny
yeah.
is perfectly happy here in Oregon.
Heather and Lori and Penny are together. Why do we want to split them up?
Right? Why would you do that?
We finally got enough people in Oregon to actually go there, and now you're trying to split them up. Don't split them up, Jan. Don't split them up.
You see how she is?
She's a greedy little thing, isn't she? However, now that you're in the US, maybe eventually at some point, maybe you can come to one of the meetups or something.
Possibly.
Jan has hers over in Missouri in June, so maybe in a year or two you could set up to go do that.
Yeah, quite possibly.
But we do actually have a trip planned there. We actually had a trip already it's in the future planning phase.
Yeah.
It's not like immediate planning.
It's not something that you plan for a weekend or over a weekend.
No, it'll be at least a week. And really, I want 2 weeks, but I don't know if he's allowed to take 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
I planted 6-year onion seeds and they're growing. Yes. Well, I had some seeds for collard greens that I got from Micro Farmer like 5 years ago. No problem. They grew in hydroponics over the fall. And
there you go.
You finally got them all used up. So I don't have any more now, but I hate throwing seeds away. I just don't like.
I know, right? I'd rather throw them in the dirt and see if they grow.
Yeah. I have a little kind of like a back area that's a little bit wild where I kind of throw things that like if I pull out big, long sunflower stalks and stuff, I put all that compost stuff back there at the back. I have like I don't know if it's maybe a foot or more worth of at the very back of the yard. And so if I don't want to throw the seeds away for something, I'll just scatter them there and see what happens.
There you go.
We'll see.
Next year.
I think eventually
ready for you.
Something will take back there eventually.
Yeah.
We'll keep trying. But it's at the very back of the yard, back behind the wild garden.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there are other Oregon channels around here too. So we'll have to.
Yeah.
We'll have to look at inviting some more.
Yeah.
I know. I always give them away.
Never in my life have I threw a seed away.
Well, the ones I don't want to grow, I don't throw away.
Okay, this is what I do. If I don't want to grow it, I have several options. Okay. First of all, there's the IBG seed swap. Yeah. So if I don't want to grow it, I can package it out a little bit smaller. Hi, Cynthia. Package it out a little bit smaller and put it in the seed swap. I can also package it up to give away at a meetup. Yeah. Or I can also put it in a giveaway.
Right.
So just like I was noticing Lori was opening her thing and I was like, oh yeah, she's going to be giving away those squash seeds because I know she doesn't like squash. Her and Kayla are very anti-squash. It's funny because we're like the opposite because that's like my first, I get so excited when I see my first squash.
Oh my gosh.
I also get excited when I see my first tomato, but but I get more excited about my first squash.
I get excited, about all the first every year. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to have my very first herb bed.
Oh, nice.
So, but I am also putting herbs in other places because not all herbs will grow in that shallow of an area. And some of them, you want to use as your protective plants, companion plants. Yeah. So, and I'm going to actually try, now that I'm having to move my dill, I'm going to try to move my dill into several areas of the yard.
Oh, good idea.
Quite a bit of a protective plant.
Yeah.
and almost really, in some cases,
Just
almost
say yes to squash. Just say no to squash.
just say yes to squash. Well, you know, I'm sure Lori likes plenty of things I don't like. So it's normal. It's just normal. We all just like different things. I
Yeah.
love though watching Kayla's reaction to it all. You know, she's so, you know, I don't know. She's just so,
Visceral, is that the right word?
I don't know. I'm searching. My brain is searching for the right word. Just so completely repulsed by the word, you know,
Yeah.
like what, yeah, it's crazy.
And
But
baked
I mean,
potatoes.
part of it is also how you grow up because, you know, I pretty much grew up with squash. My dad was a
Mhm.
gardener, and even when we lived in the city, we lived in the city and it was right on this highway, and we were on like the side street there, and we had a garden right there on that fence.
Nice.
And dad had it, you know, there was a fence on one side and he had it in a corner. That way we could still play in the yard over here. And my mom would make big batches of zucchini bread muffins and tea, and that would be our snack. And our friends mostly hung out at our house because my parents were very strict and wanted to be able to watch us. So my friends came over and they were like, I don't like zucchini, but they'd be in there just eating it like crazy people, you know. Well, what, you know, when you add sugar and cinnamon and flour to it, it's a muffin, you know. So
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a difference.
it does. It does. Now it's a piece of
Neither
bread.
one of you have ever beat me, Jan, so I don't even worry about it.
I remember that one year you grew some really nice celery in your yard. Is there
Yeah.
anything specific you did to the celery that made it so successful for you?
I think it was just because I started it so early. I started it in like the end of December or January.
Mhm.
And so by the time I put it outside, it was already nice and big. And then I just fed it every week.
Oh, did you start it inside?
I did. Yeah,
Mhm.
I started inside. It was probably 8 to 10 inches high when I planted it outside.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah, out of all, I do like celery, but I remember back from when I did the other collaboration that I didn't do very well with celery. And I also felt like for some reason in my mind, I was thinking I had to plant it in January, and I was right. So technically, it's really too late. So I'm actually leaving celery off my list, but not because I don't like it, but because I've already missed the window for it.
Mm, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's actually going to be the one. And I was considering if I was going to do the spinach, but I did actually go ahead and put that in the ground
You
because
might have grown a bunch, Jan, but mine was bigger.
the zucchini bread to Kayla, I'll pay for shipping. Well, that
Yeah,
would be a waste of ingredients, but Trey might eat it, and Bunky and some of the other family.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure she would share it, but I wonder if they ever do anything with because I think they've grown it.
I'm
My
sure they
parents,
have.
you know, my mom said I had 4 kids and I tried to make sure you all had something you liked, but sometimes it would be like one of my kids likes this and one of my kids like this.
Yeah.
I'd make sure there'd be something for each that each of you would like, but you may not like all of it. So, you know, I know that a couple of my siblings didn't like beans, but I always liked beans.
Ooh, I want elderberry.
I have elderberry. It's not quite big enough to do cuttings yet, but maybe
Oh,
eventually.
I put your package in the mail today.
Whose package?
Yours.
Me?
Yeah.
I have a package.
You do.
Okay. All righty then. I didn't know. I've been trying to send things out to people lately. Trying to do some friend mail. I bought like a when I got my income tax earlier, I bought like a whole roll of stamps.
Nice.
I was like, that'll last you for the year, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get your seeds? I don't know who she's talking about. Everybody's asking everybody if they got seeds. Everybody's sending seeds around. I know that Adrian's doing that IBG seed swap, so I'm looking forward to getting those seeds. I
Yeah.
have no idea where I'm going to be able to plant anything. Usually, whatever seeds I get this year, I have to plant next year because it's already a little late by the time I get my seeds. But I do have that bed I have to completely redo. So that bed will actually be available because I don't have anything assigned to that yet.
Yeah.
And hubby, when he came in earlier, he said, no, you don't just have one more bed, you have another bed. So now I have two more.
Nice.
Oh my God. I'm not
More the merrier.
Yeah, I know. I'm not complaining at all. It'll take the place of the beds that I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Elderberry rooting for Jamie right now. Yeah, I realized after a couple of unsuccessful years with elderberry, because I'd been getting them at meetups, I decided now, because last year at the Ozark meetup, I got a red solo cup from the meetup and I put water in it and I put my elderberry cuttings in there.
Oh, okay.
I came home and I put them, they rode in the cup holder all the way back from Missouri. And I put them straight into the window and I let them root. And then I started them in, and 1 out of 2. The other one, I just kind of left it in there too long, so it's my own fault. But I only really needed 1. And the one looked really green and pretty, and it died off for the winter, and I was so sad. And I was like, it's going to come back, right? And then it started putting on the green.
Nice.
I don't know how many years it'll take to actually get elderberries, but I do have elderberry now. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know my preacher.
I have huckleberry all over my yard.
Oh.
And hawthorn.
Huckleberry.
Yeah, huckleberry.
Well, I don't think I'd want to get rid of that.
No, I'm not going to get rid of that. I'm going to keep that. I'm just going to get rid of the vine that's trying to kill it.
Yeah, definitely would want to hang on to that. Yeah, I did not get carrots started this year. Carrots are a little, I didn't manage to get carrots. I do have some cilantro up. I'm kind of happy about that. I know half of the.
Looks like Jan wants trombocino cells.
Jan had a whole trunk.
Anybody who wants to send them to her, she's looking for some.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Well, I narrowed it down now. I'm only going to grow zucchini squash and butternut squash because those are my 2 favorites. I have a bunch of other squashes. I just don't have the space.
Yeah.
Because I pretty much am the one who plants it, waters it, harvests it, weeds it. I do pretty much all that. The major thing he does is he'll build something for me if I need something builded or move something.
Yeah.
I had some of that sedum, which is kind of like a cactus, and the 5-gallon bucket that it was growing in finally broke up. So I started pulling the pieces off and it was too heavy. So I got another bucket, and really I probably should have put it in something different. But anyway, I got another bucket and I put some dirt in the bottom of it. And I said, can you move this for me? So he had to do that. It was heavy. He's like, oh, that wasn't heavy. I said, yeah, it wasn't heavy for you.
Right.
But it was heavy for me.
Who they are talking about for seeds.
Yeah. It's the time of year everybody's talking about seeds.
Yeah. I got my survival seeds. I haven't planted anything yet, though.
I have planted Most of it, not all of
Have
it.
you?
Not the tomato, not the squash, not the tomatillas. But I have planted the brandywine. Well, I did plant the tomatoes in the hydroponics,
Hmm.
but I didn't do the squash because squash comes up easy. It's no
Yeah,
big.
it grows pretty fast
There's
too.
no need to put squash in hydroponics. It's just going to go crazy. I didn't do the
Yeah,
watermelon or the cantaloupe or the squash or the tomatillas, even though tomatillas are a little challenging. They either are going to work or they're not going to work for me.
right. Yeah.
Tomatillas are temperamental.
I've grown them before, but not the small ones. Uh-oh.
Tomatillas?
Yeah. Yeah, mine were like big ones, big tomatillas.
What do you mean little ones?
Well, I think aren't these little ones, aren't these like minis?
Well,
The
I
ones that
mean,
came with survival seeds?
well, ground cherries. Are you talking
Yeah,
about
no, I thought they were kind of in between ground cherries and tomatillas. I don't know. I have to look at
they
my
also
packaging
have
again.
tomatilla is more of a savory flavor, but the shell on the outside is very similar. And they're usually green, but there's also a purple variety. But the ground cherries actually have a sweet flavor, and I've mostly got the
Yeah.
pineapple one where it's kind of a combination between cherry tomato and pineapple for me. But I hope I get them reestablished this year.
Yeah.
I do enjoy
I like the ground cherries, but nobody else in my house likes them. So,
yeah, I like them too. Do not send me Tromacito seeds. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, you were successful. You
I
should get
cheat.
them this year. She thinks I'll get the elderberry this year. That sure would be nice. How you doing, Crystal? When do you get to start planting? I'll label the. Well, I decided I'm going to do my cantaloupe over on this wall in that cemented bed. And then I'm going to do my watermelon out in the wild garden because it's kind of in a circle. So I thought I'll just have hubby till that area for me. And the exact same day that he tills it, I'll pull all the loose stuff out of it, plant it that day before it establishes any more weeds.
Yeah, yeah.
Just kind of water toward the middle. I don't weed that because I call it the wild garden for a reason.
Yeah.
And I'll just
let it go.
And then it'll just vine out from there.
Yeah.
And that basically is in ground, but it's been built up, over time.
Right.
So that's my plan with that.
One season.
But I'm going to do my cantaloupe and my watermelon last. After everything else is done. Yeah, I've had huckleberry. Because huckleberry is also very prevalent around Montana, which is where Niecy lives. Yeah, if we could have a really long trip, a really long
there you
trip,
go.
Be like
do a whole big circle.
Oregon, Montana, and just
maybe Niecy can come to Oregon at the same time.
That would be cool. Yeah, we should mention that to her. We should totally mention that to her. Acorn squash. Yeah, I've narrowed my squash down to 2 now. Limited space. This falls into the category of grow what you eat.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing I'm trying new is I am going to try the cucamelon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I have no idea.
I think those would be good.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with trying something new because you don't know if you like it or not until you try it.
I can't say if I'm going to like it until I try it. Just
right. So then if you decide you don't like it, you just don't grow it again.
Yeah, you just don't grow it again. You give away the rest of the seeds at a seed swap or or something. We had a billion flowers. Oh gosh. Last year from Survival Seeds, I won that huge pack of wildflower seeds. That was huge. And then it's still, even after, with the space in it, it's still that much seeds. The pack's that big, but it's still a lot of seeds. I don't know where I'm going to put them.
You know what you do is you go for a drive on some country roads, take those seeds and scatter them to the sides.
You know what I've been dying to do? I've been dying to go. We have a birdhouse park here. And I've been dying to go up there and just, because nobody's ever there, just go up there and bring my seeds and just plant seeds. Just plant seeds.
Yeah.
Maybe even just get your spade and do like a row like this, just drag it down and just drop and cover up.
Cover it up a little bit.
Yep.
And then drive by the next year.
Yeah. And maybe even if you felt really frisky,
yeah,
you could maybe even bring yourself a nice gallon of water with you.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just kind of after you get it planted, kind of mark it with a rock or something. Go back to your car because that might be a lot to carry, and water it in. I don't know. I don't see why they'd have trouble with me planting some seeds at the park. Sunflowers would be so pretty.
Yeah, they always are.
Gorgeous. I have 2 sunflower beds, and one of them, it's trying to come up all by itself. And I decided I'm just going to let it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go back out there with my mammoth sunflower seeds, and I'm going to let them come up a little bit, and where it's not coming up, I'm going to poke in some more seeds to get it full. But I'm letting it come up somewhat naturally this year. I don't usually do that, but I kind of cleaned it out, and then I looked down, and there they were coming up. I was like, "Well, thank you for doing my job."
Leave them there, yeah, for sure. Yeah. If they're going to come out on their own,
more in.
Yeah, the timing is right when they're coming up on their own.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that I kind of finished cleaning out because that's where that bucket had broke, so I had to clean up all the pieces of the plastic broken bucket over there.
Yeah.
So, and those 5-gallon buckets are nice because you can move them around wherever you want, but they're, but they only last a certain amount of time. So there's that. Happy birthday. She's got a birthday too. I think her birthday was yesterday. Yeah, Carol's birthday was yesterday, and my hubby's birthday is today. And also, I'm a grandmother now.
Oh, congratulations.
Yep, our grandbaby was born, Jonathan Allen, and we got a picture, but we're just kind of waiting for. I don't even really know how to word it really, but just let's just say
the excitement to wear down.
No, I was going to say a more proper picture.
Oh, before sharing it. Gotcha. Before sharing
it. Yeah, once I get a better picture, I don't know how else to say it. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to sound like a snob. Oh my God.
Well, some baby pictures can be pretty inappropriate. So
yes. But he is beautiful, dark looking hair. He kind of looks a lot like me. He has a head full of hair. I had a head full of hair too. So yeah, very adorable. So yes, I'm officially grandma, and my grandma name is now going to be, I've decided my grandmother name was going to be Mamaw, like my mom's mom. Yeah. Because we already have a couple of Nanas in the family, and, because my mom is Nana and the grandmother on the other side is Nana. So I'm like, I want to be a Mamaw like my mom, because my dad's mom was Granny, and I don't want to be called Granny. I'm sorry. But I feel like Granny is I don't know, but to me, Granny sounds like she would have a spit cup, you know?
At least one, right?
And I do
Too
not want my
funny.
grandmother name to sound like I have a spit cup on the nightstand, okay? Sorry.
Crazy.
I can't. Yeah, a little bit of redneck comes out of me sometimes, I know. People just laugh. They're like, "You're so funny." I'm like, sometimes I'm not even trying.
Too funny.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I just am funny.
It just happens that
It
way.
just happens, just the things that come out of my mouth. You just never know what they're gonna be. But yeah, I have the worst driver's license picture ever. It the last one I had was like an F minus, and this is like a maybe a D minus or an F plus. It's still not great. But anyway, I guess a little improvement's better than none. But yeah, I am looking
Enough.
forward to gardening. I have like a gallon size bag, and the loose stuff is all like the vegetables and the herbs and stuff. And there's a smaller bag that's all flowers.
Mm.
So, and I did a lot of
That'll be
research.
nice.
Huh?
I said that'll be nice.
Yeah, I like looking
Flowers
at.
are always good.
Thank you. Thank you, Carol. But yeah, I'll have a picture. I'll have a picture for y'all soon, probably in the next few days. Apparently, I'm not the only grandmother with this same feeling.
Probably not.
So anyway, oh kids. Anyway, too funny. Hi, Luann. Yeah. So they almost had the baby on my husband's birthday. It was literally the day before his birthday.
Okay.
Oh, it was so close.
Hmm.
So close.
If only she could have waited.
I know. Why didn't she wait?
What was she thinking?
Yeah, I mean, goodness. Like you wanted to get the baby out of you so bad. 3 grandkids, all boys. Yeah. So this is their first. They've been married a year and a few months. So, that's good. I mean, they're young.
Well,
So,
that's when you want to have babies, is when you're young.
yeah, get it done when you're able to still run around and play and have fun
Yeah,
in the beginning.
exactly.
Yeah, you want to be able to still have fun with them. You don't want to be all crickety. You don't want to be all crickety where you can't chase them, because when they're in that toddler phase, you got to be able to run after those kids.
Absolutely.
He wanted his own
He wanted his own birthday. Yep, he sure did.
True. Very true. But yeah, it's exciting. We're excited. We set up a little room for Jonathan, for the later. We took one of the girls' twin beds and bought new sheets and new blankets, and we hung some cool like solar system like curtains up, and I plan to buy like other things that are kind of like solar system space looking. We thought that would be kind of cute for a boy, and maybe get him even involved in some cute little sciencey stuff. And I thought, and we're going to buy one of those little play things where they can sit and bounce, and then the twin bed will be for later. And then I thought we could get some little stars, those little glowy stars to put up on the ceiling. So
Yeah.
he'll kind of grow up with that there, and he'll have it to look forward to. And so yeah, we're excited. Awakened reflection. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, they had a really big shower at the church, so they got lots and lots of stuff. We actually bought them. We asked what they wanted, and we didn't want to buy anything off the list. We figured we're grandparents. We need a special gift it's just ours to get. not on a list with everybody else. So they said they wanted a rocker. They sent us a picture, and the rocker is really cool. It's like a modern rocker. I would say it almost looks like a gaming chair because but it goes all the way down where it pads all the way down your legs, almost like a recliner.
Nice.
But anyway, it's really cool. So I think they're really going to like that. And I think it's good quality, and I think it's going to last them for a while. So that'll be exciting. And it's a nice neutral color, so no matter what they change around to. And they're supposed to be moving into
multiple babies.
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll probably have another, at least 2. I'm guessing they seem pretty practical, so I'm thinking they're going to do 2 and be done. But who knows?
Yeah.
It could be more. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. We never thought my brother was going to have any, and he never talked about that they were trying or wanting any or anything. He was real private that way. And one day we were just at Christmas. He said, "Oh, Autumn's pregnant. We're going to have a child." I'm like, "What?" It was a girl. A few years later, we thought, okay, well, they're only going to have the girl. They're never going to have any other ones. Another holiday. Oh, we're gonna have another baby, and that one turned out to be a boy.
Well, there you go.
They just don't tell us stuff, but they had they don't have to, but it would have been. But anyway, my niece and nephew. My niece is actually 17 now. That is
wow.
That just blows my mind because I was 17. I left home at 17 years old. So I cannot picture her being anywhere by herself, really.
Right.
So
it was a different time back then, for sure.
It was a different time. Yeah. I cannot picture. And she's so tiny too. That's another thing. Not that I wasn't tiny. I was pretty tiny back then too.
Were we all?
Short and skinny. Yeah. What time is it?
I was just saying, I better get going.
Yeah, I think it's time to go because Jan is live right now. So you guys go check out Jan's live. I don't know what she's doing tonight on hers, but I'm going to go celebrate hubby's birthday. Thank you for coming up with me, Lori.
Absolutely.
And
thanks for inviting me.
Coming out to talk with us tonight. So you guys all have a good night and a great weekend, and we'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.